Antoinette from Smartneedle. Welcome to my channel and let's welcome our new subscribers. Today I am so excited because I want you to meet the Madison Quilt Case. Isn't it the cutest case you've ever seen? It has the charm of a tiny vintage suitcase, but even cuter, with beautiful quilted panels, elegant faux leather corners, a stylish leather latch, and an optional shoulder strap. This case is a fashionable and it is so functional. The Madison Quilt Case comes in 4 hoop sizes, so you can choose the one that's just right for you. Inside, the fully lined interior gives it a beautiful finish, look, and plenty of room for everyday essentials. The magnetic closure makes it quick, easy to open and close, while the roomy interior is perfect for carrying your iPhones, makeup, keys, wallet, glasses, or anything else you like to keep close at hand. Whether you're heading out for the day or simply looking for a beautiful way to organize your essentials, the Madison Quilt Case is the perfect combination of style, convenience, and handmade charm. Let's get started and make one together. The Madison Quilt Case is done in only 2 hoopings. One is kind of the front and the top of the bag, and the other hooping is the back and the bottom of the bag. But both constructions are very simple because they are mostly constructions line and a beautiful quilting pattern. Okay, let's hoop one layer of tearaway stabilizer and run the first spool color over the stabilizer. I just want to remind you that all my embroidery machines can be done in a single needle embroidery machine or a multi-needle embroidery machine because a lot of clients ask me this all the time. Now we're going to cover the whole guideline with 2 or 3 pieces of cotton batting. In my case, I'm putting 4 because I'm doing one of the largest bag. It's not the largest because there's another hoop size that's even larger than this one. But I would recommend for the largest 3 to 4 cotton batting layers, and for the small bags I would recommend between 1 or 2 layers. And then keep running your machine for the next spool color. It will do the tack down stitch to attach the cotton batting to the project. After the tack down line has been done, we're going to trim the cotton batting all around it. Now we're going to cover the whole cotton batting area with a pattern fabric of your choice. Just make sure lay down nice and flat. Then keep running your machine for the following spool color. It will do the tack down stitch to attach that pattern fabric to the project. Then keep running your machine again for the following spool color. It will do the first applique guideline as the video shows. Now it is time to prepare our applique fabric. In this case, because we're doing blanket applique, I highly recommend to use heat and bond on the back of your fabric. Just cut a piece of heat and bond and iron it to the back of the fabric pieces. Make sure you iron both sides, the front and the back, so the heat and bond can adhere to the fabric really well. Now we're going to cover the 3 guidelines with our heat and bond fabric. Just make sure you remove the paper backing before laying the pieces down. Now keep running your embroidery machine for the following spool color. It will do the 3 tack down lines to attach the 3 pieces of heat and bond fabric to the project. After the tack down lines has been done, we're going to trim the 3 pieces of fabric all around it. Now keep running your machine for the following spool color. It will start doing the beautiful quilted pattern over the heat and bond applique fabric as the video shows. Now it is time to do the second layer of applique. In this case will be the faux leather. So keep running your machine for the following spool color. It will do 2 guidelines side by side as the video shows. Now we're going to cover both guidelines with 2 pieces of faux leather as the video shows. The following spool color will do the tack down stitch to attach both pieces of leather to the project. After the tack down lines has been done, we're going to trim all around it. The next spool color will do the blanket applique stitch all around the edge of the faux leather pieces. The next spool color will stitch the fold lines. These lines show you exactly where to fold the sides to create your adorable Madison quilt case. Okay, we're almost done with our first hooping. You see how fast it is? It's a lot of construction lines. Now take a piece of pattern of your choice that is going to be the lining of your bag and then cover the whole project with it. Just make sure the wrong side of the fabric is facing you. Now keep running your machine for the last spool color. It will do a tack down stitch to attach all the fabrics together as the video shows. Now it comes the exciting part. It's time to unhook your project. And then we're going to cut all around the tack down stitch, leaving about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Where the opening is, we're going to leave the fabric as it is, longer, so we can tuck it inside when we turn our project inside out. Now it is time to turn our project inside out. Just make sure you shape all the corners really well. That's very important because that's the whole shape of your little case. Then we're going to iron both sides, front and back. Just make sure you do not iron the faux leather because it will get damaged with the heat of the iron. Okay, now it's time to do the second hooping. Open the second embroidery file and we're going to do pretty much the same steps as we did before, but with different shape. Okay, open the file and then hoop one layer of tearaway stabilizer and run the first spool color over the stabilizer. Then cover the whole guideline with 3 or 4 layers of cotton batting because we're doing one of the biggest bag. Then keep running your machine for the following spool color. It will do the tack down stitch to attach the cotton batting to the project. After the tack down line has been done, we're going to trim the cotton batting all around it. Now we're going to cover the whole embroidery area, cotton batting area, with a piece of pattern fabric of your choice. Then keep running your machine for the next spool color. It will do a tack down stitch to attach that pattern fabric to the project. Then the next spool color will do the first applique guideline as the video shows. Now it is time to put our applique fabric. Remember as we did in the first hooping that we add heat and bond to the back of the fabric? Well, this is the same thing. I did add heat and bond already to my fabric and then remove the paper backing before laying it down. Now keep running your machine for the following spool color. It will do the tack down stitch to attach the heat and bond fabric to the project. After the tack down line has been done, we're going to trim all around it. Now the next spool color will start doing the beautiful quilting pattern as the video shows. The following spool color will start doing the blanket applique stitch all around the edge of our heat and bond applique fabric. Now it is time to do our leather corners. Okay, keep running your machine for the following spool color. It will do the 2 corners guideline as the video shows. Then cover those 2 guidelines with 2 pieces of leather and then keep running your machine for the following spool color. It will do the tack down stitch to attach those 2 little pieces of leather to the project. After the tack down line has been done, we're going to trim all around it. The next spool color will do the blanket applique stitch all around the edge of our leather pieces as the video shows. Then keep running your machine for the following spool color. It will do the stitch fold lines. These lines show you exactly where to fold the sides to create your adorable Madison quilt case. Now keep running your machine for the following spool color. It will do 3 guidelines as the video shows. Those 3 guidelines are the position that we're going to follow for the leather handle and the leather latch. Now it is time to cut the leather handle and front latch. Inside your embroidery folder, you will find printable templates for each of the 4 hoop sizes. These templates make it easy to cut the leather pieces accurately so they fit perfectly over the placement lines we just stitched. I am making the 8 by 13 hoop size, so I will print that template. Cut out the paper template, then apply a very light mist of spray adhesive to the back, just enough to hold it in place. Position it on the faux leather and cut around the template, just as I'm showing you in the video. Once you have cut the handle and the latch pieces, they will be ready to be placed on the embroidery placement lines in the next step. Now it is time to position the leather latch and the leather handle. What I did was I put a little bit of sprayed adhesive underneath the leather, and then I position it exactly over the guidelines we just did, as the video shows. Now it is time to do the tack down stitch to attach the latch and handle to the project. Since the handle is curved, stitch one side very carefully first, then gently lower the handle with your finger before stitching the other side. This will help keep the handle safely out of the way and prevent it from getting caught under the machine foot. As you can see here, the latch and the handle are already on place. Very simple. Now it is time to add the lining fabric. I recommend using a small piece of paper tape to hold the handle slightly flat and out of the way. We also want you to pull the part of the latch that is sticking out towards the inside, as I'm showing you in the video. Next, place your piece of pattern fabric on top, making sure the wrong side of the fabric is facing you. Then continue running your embroidery machine using the last spool color. This will create the final tack down stitch, securing all the layers of fabric together. Now it is time to unhook your project, and then we're going to cut all around the tack down line, leaving about 1/4 inch seam allowance. Where the opening is, we're gonna leave the fabric as it is, so we're gonna need that extra fabric when we turn our project inside out, so we can tuck it in nice and easy. Now it is time to turn your project inside out, then remove the paper tapes, and then shape the corners really well. After that, we're gonna iron the back and front. Just make sure do not iron the leather because it will get damaged. As you can see here, we have both hoopings already done and ready to be assembled. We are going to cut both projects at the opening, about 1/2 inch seam allowance, as the video shows. Now it is time to stitch both hoopings together. Make sure the two pieces are aligned really well. Then use your sewing clips to hold them securely in place. Next, simply stitch a straight line all the way across with your sewing machine, as I'm showing you in the video. Then trim the seam allowance to reduce bulk and make the finished piece easier to turn and shape. Now start making the folds along the lines, just as I'm showing you in the video. This will begin to give your case its shape. You can slightly press each fold with an iron to help keep the folds in place. Next, fold the side flaps inward and use clips to hold them securely in place. You'll see how quickly the case starts to take shape. Finally, stitch the flaps on each side by hand or with your sewing machine. It is very simple and only take a few minutes to secure everything in place. As you can see, our flaps are already stitched and the case has taken shape beautifully. It turns out so cute. I also added one of my handmade leather tags and a little autumn owl to the front latch for a fun finish touch. To make the case easy to open and close, I added a magnetic closure mechanism underneath the latch. If you're interested in the materials I use throughout my videos, including the leather, magnetic closure mechanism, and so much more, you can find them under my Amazon storefront, and the link is right under the video description. The next steps are optional. I'm adding a leather strap so you can wear your case over your shoulder. For the strap, I cut one long leather strip measuring 30 inches long and 1/2 inch wide. I also cut two smaller strips, each about 3 inches long and 1/2 inch wide as well. Next, I added swivel hooks and D-rings so I can attach the strap to the sides of the case as I'm showing you in the video. If you would like to use the same hardware I use for the straps, you can also find it under my Amazon storefront, and the link is right under the video description. Look at this beauty. How cute is this? Wow, I absolutely love how this Madison Case Appliqué turns out. It's even prettier than I imagined. I love all the details that make this project so special. The leather handles, the shoulder strap, the front leather latch, the faux leather corners, and the beautiful quilting pattern all comes together to create a charming boutique style case. Not only it is beautiful, but it's also so practical. You can use it every day, organize your essentials, or give it as a thoughtful handmade gift to friends and family. Now just imagine a whole collection of these Madison cases in different fabrics and colors. They will look absolutely adorable displayed as a craft show or in your handmade shop. I can already picture a table full of them, and I know everyone will want one of those. I hope you enjoy making this project with me. I can't wait to see the beautiful Madison cases you create with your own fabric combinations. Happy sewing, everyone! Now it is time for our sweepstake giveaway. I am so excited because I'm giving away a wonderful package of material so you can make your very own Madison Case Appliqué. Since the fall season is just around the corner, I picked some fun autumn-themed goodies. The winner will be received 3 adorable fat quarters featuring cute Halloween kitties in orange, gray, and black, perfect for creating a beautiful seasonal case. I am also including 3 tubes of embroidery bobbins in classic Halloween colors, black, orange, and white, along with a large piece of faux leather, so you can make all the beautiful leather details on your project. Here's how to enter. Leave a comment below in this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn notifications on so you know who the winner is, because it might be you. The giveaway rules: no purchase is necessary to enter. This giveaway is open to US residents only due to international shipping costs that is very expensive. Sorry about that. The giveaway ends on September 10th, and one winner will be selected at random. This giveaway is not sponsored, endorsed, administered by, or associated with YouTube in any way. Good luck, everyone, and thank you so much for participating. I absolutely love how this little case turned out, from the quilting details and leather accents to the adorable owl and the optional shoulder strap. There are so many little details that make this project special. I hope you enjoy making it with me and that it inspires you to create your own version using your favorite fabrics colors. And don't forget to enter our giveaway for your chance to win all the materials you need to make your very own fall-inspired Madison case. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your notifications so you'll never miss a new project, tutorials, or giveaways. Thank you so much for spending time with me today and for always supporting Smartneedle and my designs. Your comments, your creations, and your support means so much to me. Have fun sewing, enjoy the beautiful fall season ahead, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Happy sewing!